In today's video for the first Beserker Khazan, I'm going to go over the only 2 Lacrima farming places you'll need to know about during your playthrough of mid-game to kind of making your way to end-game. Both of these farms are absolutely amazing. One I've covered in a previous video, but I thought I'd chuck it into this guide so that you'll have an easy way to make Lacrima, and a one that makes a little bit more but it's a little bit on the tougher side. Now before you do this, one thing I'd say, as with every time you're farming Lacrima, the best way by far is to make sure you've got the bard set on, so equip some of these pieces, and creating it yourself always works out best if you can get some extra damage and such on your roll. If you're not sure how to get this, I've got that on the channel, so just have a little look and you'll be able to grab hold of it quite easy, but it's always worth having this on because when you have 5 pieces equipped, you're going to get 25% increase to your Lacrima gains. Now the first Lacrima farming spot we're going to go over is going to be really nice and easy to do, and pretty much anyone with any build can get it done without any worries. You're going to go over to this teleporter just here, and then you're going to head over just down the bottom here to the Linod mine. Now you will want to complete the main mission so you can go on to the sub mission, and that's going to be escaping Linod mine. And then you're going to head off to the final checkpoint, and that's going to be the collapsed cave entrance. Right here, simple as can be, just behind yourself is going to be a sleeping spider. It's one of the larger ones, so you get a great amount of Lacrima as well as gold and some really good item drops here. You're going to earn around about 3.8k per run, and it usually takes anywhere between 10 to 14 seconds to run back to it, defeat it, then run straight back to your blade nexus, because it's literally right next to it. I could probably see this being changed in the future at some point or patched because it is very easy. And just doing this, rinse and repeating, doing it over and over again, will earn you probably around about 900,000 give or take, but selling off the gear that you've got will get you a massive amount more as well. So head back to your main hub, go over to extract your Lacrima from all of the pieces of gear you've got, and you should be getting well over 1.5 million XP per hour every single time you're doing this. Now for the next one, this is going to be the complete opposite, nowhere near as easy as this one, but one that can definitely net you a lot more XP. But I'm going to go over some tips and tricks that I think you should definitely know about first. First off, consumables are your friend. In this they do some crazy damage and make things a whole bunch easier. So if you want to grab some nice ones, such as the ones that's going to give you fire buffs on your weapon, and things like concentrated fire essence, I would say are not essential, but they do make your life much easier if you bring them to this fight. So chuck a few of those on. And remember, if you do need any more, every single time you do the battle, you're going to be coming back to your hub anyway, so you might as well speak to your vendor and pick up quite a few of these resources I'm showing here. Then you'll be able to keep purchasing those other things nice and easy constantly. However, one thing we are missing, and I'm going to be going over how you can actually cure the plague status that the actual enemies inflict. For this, what you're going to do, go over to the Beserker Codex. You're going to need to do the challenge of the Undead Summoner, where you need to basically take it out in one hit. This is actually really easy when you know what you're doing. All you gotta do is make sure you pick these perks on your javelin. The most important one is going to be the rest in peace, as without it I don't think you can actually get this challenge done. What you gotta do, go over to your teleporter just here, and then you're going to want to go over to Nadine Quarry, with the spawn point being the quarry campsite. Then just make your way over in the direction I show here. It is right by it, so it works out absolutely perfect. But there's going to be one of the summoners you're after just off the edge just here. You could probably take the shot from the top, so I should have done that, but either or, hit in the head, get the training completion, go back to the Beserker Codex, and then you're going to want to click on it so you can claim it. Now you can purchase those plague cleanse potions nice and easy whenever you need them. Now that you're all set up, I'm going to be showing you exactly where to go. You're going to make your way just up to this teleporter, the Heart of Pearl-Loss, and then the mission you'll be after will be the Lake City Elderver. You'll need to complete the main quest in order to unlock the special one, which funnily enough is actually called Lacrima. And then you want to head to the last checkpoint, the Elderver Central Sewers. The thing about this boss, I could see a lot of people being really good at him, but I could also see a lot of people taking a lot of damage because there are some additional enemies here, and without those things I said earlier, it can be a bit of a nightmare. Using those fire bombs really takes things out fast and easy, and having the plague cleanser is definitely worth it for any times where you're going to go down, because once you do get plagued, it's an absolute nightmare to fight this enemy, especially when there's others spawning within the map. Also, he hits like an absolute truck, so be good with your parries if possible, and he does do quite a few that you may want a perfect parry or just dodge to avoid, depending on how your playstyle is. But remember, take him out as fast as possible, because the faster you can take them out is going to make it much better for you actually accruing your Lacrima. But after a while, I think you'll have his pattern down and you should be good to go. The great thing about this nets you usually around about 50,000 Lacrima every single time you're doing it, and once you get really good at it, you should get these runs down to around about a minute, give or take. few things you can do if you are struggling: make sure you use your spirit moves. Of course, if you need to go into phantom form, that's also going to make life a whole bunch easier, but overall just learning the patterns and taking them out as fast as possible will net you a whole bunch of XP and probably enough to max you out as much as you need. But yeah, hopefully that's helped a few of you guys and girls out. There's going to be loads more content away from me, as I'm absolutely loving this game. As always, Wolfins Gaming, take care. I'll see you on the next day.